Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about payments. This is part one to a two-part series. Today's payment series is cash payments. How do you take cash from your clients? I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that I wish I knew when I started my home care agency about taking cash. When you're starting off your agency, it is important that you try to take all forms of payments that you can, whether that be cash, insurance. Those are pretty much the main two types of payments that you'll probably take. But you want to have a system for taking cash payments because what you want to make sure is that you're going to have the cash to cover your payroll. So a lot of times you'll start off and you won't have that much cash. And I'm going to do another video on how much you actually need to start your home care agency, which is kind of up in the air and nobody can really give a straight answer. But I'm going to tell you what I did. But when you're taking cash payments, you want to make sure that you have a schedule. You want to make sure that you're not just taking payments from clients whenever they give it to you. You want to have a schedule either once a week or once every 2 weeks to handle your payments, and you want to stick to that schedule, and you want to tell your clients in advance that this is the schedule that you're going to be on. You also want to take a deposit before you start. This deposit is going to help you pretty much secure the next couple of weeks that you're going to be working with them. And in my course, I do kind of go over the schedule, go over how you ask them about the deposit, and I go over how many weeks that you should take to kind of give you that cushion. Because the last thing that you want is to not have enough money to pay for your staff who are actually helping you every day. You also don't want to work for free. So you want to make sure that your client is paying you appropriately for the services that you're providing. So in order to do this, you just take a small security so that you can pretty much know that you have the money every week before you actually do their payments, and then you pay your staff out of the money that you have. When you start, you want to make sure that you tell the client about the schedule. You want to say if you're going to bill them weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. You also want to tell them about the deposit and what should happen if they do not pay for one of your weeks of service, or how and when they will get refunded for their deposit. This sets up a security with your client so that they can trust you, and then they know that you are going to do good business and you have their best interest in heart. Along with this, you want to make sure that you say any fees that are going to happen with their service. So if they're going to get rides to and from the hospital, you want to make sure you have a schedule of all of the fees so that they know that this is what they're going to be billed at the end of the month. And whenever they add on a service, you want to make sure to discuss the fee again with them, just so that they know that they're going to be paid, they're going to be paying that fee to you at the end of the week on top of whatever you usually charge. So you just want to make sure that you're being upfront and honest about all of the fees that you're charging the client. And that is going to mean that you're going to have to just be prepared and have all of your numbers in place. And don't be scared to talk about finances with the client, because at the end of the day, the client needs your services and you want to do the best that you can for the client. And that means either paying yourself or your staff appropriately so that they can continue to provide the services that your client needs. In addition to making sure that you have the right schedule, have a very honest conversation with your client and make sure that if they feel like they cannot pay the next week or couple of weeks, that they tell you in advance, because then you can alter their care plan in order to meet their financial needs. So you have to make sure that you tell them to be honest with you, if something happens, because life happens, right? So if something happens with their finances and they won't be able to pay, then to make sure that they just tell you ahead of time so that you can plan appropriately, maybe decrease their hours for that week or take away some of the services that they have, or just limit them a little bit so that they can, pay you the amount that you need for your services. Make sure you follow these steps for the initial consultation with your client, because this is going to set the stage for how you do business with your client over the lifespan of your client. And hopefully you have a very long relationship, but you just want to start with the communication up front, and don't be afraid to talk about how they're going to pay you, because you're providing hopefully an amazing service for them, and they really want to pay you if you're doing a good job. I've never not wanted to pay someone who did a very great job helping me, because I know that they have to pay their bills and help their family. And if they're doing something that I really need, I want to give back to them and make sure that they have everything set up so that they're well taken care of. Let me know in the comments what type of payments you're going to take in your agency. And please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if this is helping you. Till next time.